I gotta go ahead and hit the record button, man. We gotta record this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put this on the tube. Hey man, so we recording right now. You know what I'm saying? Got a video coming for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to turn this into a video anyway. I was going to discuss this by myself, but I got the homies here, so we might as well talk about it. You know, on the live, turn it to a video. We got Abdel in the building, Jay in the building, Speed in the building. You know what I'm saying? Speed deafing right now, but it's cool. He'll come back in a little bit. So Luffy toons, man. This is the topic of the video, man. Luffy toons, right? I've seen criticisms. I've seen people saying they love it. Some people saying they don't like it that much. I want to kind of talk about both sides and kind of like pick the brain of y'all and then give my perspective on it, because I had an initial reaction that kind of changed a little bit over the past couple days. Just reading the official, kind of like sitting with the chapter a little bit. I usually have to sit with the chapter for a couple days before I really get like a true like feel, because when I first read chapters, I'm just super biased all the time, bro. Like immediately, like when I first read a chapter, I'm super hyped. So I'm just like, anything I see is cool, bro. Like, cause it's One Piece. I've been excited to see it the whole week. So when I finally read it, I'm like, yo, yeah, this is the greatest thing ever. Not saying the chapter wasn't great. I'm just saying that's just how I am initially. So, Abdel, I want you to give me your thoughts. So far, Abdel has said he's enjoying it, but he wants it to get serious. And he brings up a good point. He says he thinks it can be goofy and serious at the same time. So Abdel, why don't you like go into more detail on what you mean by that?
So I mean, basically, I feel like, how do I say this? Oda, obviously, I think Oda can balance things pretty well. From what we've seen, like previously, like with, for example, the Enel fight with like Airhead shit Luffy was doing. Luffy's like always had like the goofiness in his fights. This is just like the upteenth level, like I was saying earlier, but he's just got to be able to mix like this super goofiness with the seriousness. I don't know like how he's gonna be able to do it, because like this goofiness is insane. But I think he's definitely gonna be able to find a way to balance it. I don't think Luffy's gonna be like this like for the rest of like during the Blackbeard fight, or if he fights Akainu, he's not gonna be like this, I don't think. Like he's gonna have the goofiness, he's gonna have all that shit, but it's not gonna be this goofy. Like I don't think everybody's eyes are gonna be popping out of their heads every time Luffy goes Gear 5. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really see an issue with it, as far as like it's just gotta be explained a lot for me at least.
Right.
Like why everybody else is having these reactions.
Yeah. So my thought on it, right, is, and by the way, chat, I want to get y'all's opinions as well. So make sure y'all can put your opinion. I'm gonna read some of them off. If I see some good ones. So yeah, someone asked if they can put their opinion down. So yeah, of course. But to kind of go further on my idea of things, right? At first, when I first seen it, of course, I'm hype about it. So I'm like, bro, I don't really care. I don't care about none of y'all criticisms. This is gas. And then I sat with it for a little bit and I'm like, nah, I can see why people do have these thoughts, right? And I think it's okay for people to have criticisms as long as they're valid. The thing is, though, people will usually, and I see this happen a lot, they'll take people's criticisms and say, well, this isn't a valid criticism, just so they can dismiss it. But a lot of the times there are valid criticisms, and I feel like a lot of people do that, and I don't know why. I think it's just easy to cope that way. It's easy to like defend Oda when you're just like, oh, well, your criticism isn't really a real criticism, so I'm not going to respect it. You feel me? And it's just like, I feel like that's just a cop out. That's just a way for you to just like dismiss what someone is saying. So for people that don't like the goofiness, I think the problem lies in the fact that they think it won't get serious, like you were saying, Abdel. And I think that I disagree with that. I'm with you. I think that Oda has definitely had those goofy moments before, not to this extreme, but we've seen goofiness in very serious arcs, and we've seen it get serious and then get goofy for, you know, moments, momentarily in the serious moment, but then get right back to it. And although Luffy is being very goofy right now, Kaido is very serious. Like, he's determining like what's going on. He's looking at like Luffy and trying to figure out what this power is, and is it a zone, is it a paramecia? He's like dissecting what's going on this whole time. Like, so even though Luffy is being very goofy, doing the kid stuff, you know, like being childish, I mean, not kid, not the fake Magneto kid, talking about just being childish, grabbing him, jump roping him, doing all this stuff to him. Kaido this entire time though is the like serious side, and I feel like that's where the seriousness lies. Is probably gonna lie on Kaido. Like Kaido's gonna have to carry it, you feel me? He is the exact opposite of what Luffy is in this moment, because even though Luffy's doing all this childish shit, Kaido is not. He's very serious about this fight. He's having fun, but he's, like I said, observing Luffy, trying to figure out his powers, trying to figure out why he's able to do this with the rubber. Like, he is kind of the yang in this situation to Luffy's yin when it comes to the goofy serious. So I feel like what could help is to me, what I would like to see, I mean, is a serious moment with Kaido and Luffy in the kind of the climax of this fight. So when there's rising action going on right now, and hopefully we get to this climax soon. I would love to see a serious moment where Kaido and Luffy are connecting past the fight. So like, of course they're fighting, but like kind of like on a peer-to-peer level. And Kaido is starting to like respect Luffy more, I feel like, especially with in terms of combat and like who he is as a pirate. But I would love to see a moment, we talked about this before, where it's like Kaido, and this is if we don't get the whole flashback. I still don't think we're getting an entire flashback. I still think it's going to be like a small little thing that we get with Kaido when he's like about to lose. That's my thought on it, but I don't know. Who knows? Oda just going to do what he wants. But if we could get a serious moment in the like climax of the fight where they're slugging at each other, but there's like serious thoughts going on both sides, a serious dialogue going on between both sides where they're respecting each other in that moment. I think that can make the fight hard, bro, because then it's like, okay, yeah, we had this like cartoon shit, but now we got this slugfest where y'all are like going at each other. It kind of, I don't know if y'all watching this video, or y'all, I know Abdel, you know what I'm talking about, but it like the knife edge death match in the Dark Tournament. Like, you remember where it gets to a point where they're kind of respecting each other, they're going all out because they can't go anywhere, and it's just this slugfest. Like, I would love a moment like that, or like for newer viewers, like Naruto and Sasuke in the final war, their final fight, where they run out of chakra and they just are straight taijutsu, and they're just like, they're on their last bit, they're down, they're done, and it's just a slugfest between them two because they can't do nothing else but that. I would love to see a serious moment like that where Luffy, because he's running out of steam, Kaido's starting to get there, they're just out of steam, they don't got nothing left really in the tank, and they're just kind of like relying on the little bits of hockey they got left, and just and punching each other or whatever they're doing to, like, you feel me, finish the fight. Like a serious moment, like it ending that way, I think would be cool.
So pretty much like Luffy versus Zeph in Film Z.
Yeah, exactly. That's I don't know why I wasn't thinking of the movies, but yeah, like in the fight that way. So that way, it's also giving you that serious moment, Abdel, but it's also respecting Kaido too. It's not just making it's respecting both fighters, and it makes the fight feel like it was earned. You feel me? Like it ended that way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I want, because someone in the chat says then we get that on 1042. It's like, yeah, but the fight didn't end. We thought it ended, and then Luffy got up. I want to see that. And also Kaido kind of had the edge in that. I wouldn't say that was like an equal ground. I think Luffy was losing.
I mean, even right now Kaido still has that.
Yeah, he still had
way more attacks.
Exactly. But even more so in 1042, like,
yeah,
like
he was like actually out of steam.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything left.
Like Kaido was like,
and then he awakened.
Yeah, it wasn't like a slugfest where they both were like about to lose, and no, Kaido was like very much in the head, like very much
Kaido
in the lead,
dominating the end of the fight.
Exactly. So it was like it just didn't feel that way to me. It just felt like Luffy just lost, and then he got up and had a power up. Like, so it's like, I don't know. I'm cool with I don't know. I guess it's Another thing I want to bring up too is like people have different perspectives on what is serious or like tense or whatever, you know. So for instance, like for me and you, Abdel, like I feel like we probably have similar ideas on what's tense and what feels like stakes or what feels like a tough battle, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
But some people have different opinions. Like someone brings up in the chat, right in the chat, someone says he's actually tunifying people, which is terrifying, like turning people into toys or candy. Like to me, Abdel, and probably to you, that's not terrifying to us. Like no. It's not really that to me, that's not really terrifying, but to other people it might be. So like I feel like people having different perspectives is something we have to take into consideration too, because just because I feel like this isn't serious does not mean that someone else isn't taking it very serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that just lies in subjectivity. That's just how it is. Like, of course there are going to be people that legitimately see this and are like, yo, I think this is good. I think that I do feel, you know, the tensity in the moments. I do feel the stakes. I do feel like this is a serious moment and goofy. Someone else might look at it and be like, not so much for me. Like, this is more goofy for me than serious. You know what I'm saying? So I guess perspective does matter, which is why we're having a discussion anyway. But so we got Crimson just pulled up. What up,
Crimson? I totally get that.
What's good?
What's up? No, I totally get that because like for me, I think.
Hold on, 1 second. You're mad loud. I need to turn you down a little bit. All right, talk now. Talk now.
Right. Am I good? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. I got you.
I bet. Okay, so I think one of the things for me personally, because like I do agree with your point, it depends on the perspective. I think Oda has like kind of skewed my perspective on stuff like that, because I think me 3 years ago, I probably wouldn't have found this as intimidating. But it was after like I had kind of like gotten really deeper into Dressrosa and what Sugar was doing, because like the idea of like just turning people into toys, not that scary. But then you have the idea of, no, everyone who has ever known you in your entire life forgets you've existed. And no matter what you do, you cannot convince them that you existed ever again. Like, psychologically, that's fucked up. So I take that concept and I bring that over to, like, Luffy's doing that to people physically. Like, we seeing, like, Kid, Nami, Otama, and Law, when Luffy's head busts through the ceiling of Onigashima, all of their eyes are toon bugging out. Like, Luffy did not initially control them to do that at his presence. That's just something that happens naturally for people around him. No one gets to control that aspect of themselves. And that's what I find is kind of freaky by that.
I don't think that's actually Luffy doing that though. At least in my opinion. I think it's just Oda's comedy.
You think
his ability is that?
You think like Oda? That's another thing. That's a good thing, right? So there's a good thing you brought that up. I want to ask the chat and ask y'all: Do y'all agree with Abdel or do y'all agree with Crimson? Do y'all think that this is Luffy's ability doing this, or do you feel like this is just an aesthetic? Like Oda is just like, this is just the art that he's choosing to do because he just wants it to be funny. But I feel like that's a very important question. Because if this is like it being just art and then it being his ability, it's like two very different things. What you say, Jay? Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like Oda's really going for the goofiness aspect, not just for Luffy, but for every character, like Abdel said, in a way that Luffy's not directly affecting that aspect, but it's just the art style like conveys what their reaction is in a way, but not that Luffy's causing it directly.
I mean, this is basically the new Enel face in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. Or like the Sugar face. It's the same thing.
It's just their eyes popping out, but to even a bigger extreme, like their whole face and shit. Yeah, it's just
right. Because like people in the chat, someone brought up a good point. They said they think it's his ability because Oda is like making it so dramatic that it feels like he wants you to notice it. So like basically they're saying, Abdel, since it's to so much of an extreme that they think that might be on purpose, that Oda is trying to like signify to us that like he's doing this. It's also like cool to note that they say that, you know, he the Gorse was talking about him like bringing smiles wherever he goes. It's like that it would be cool like if it was his ability, I wouldn't be mad at it, I guess, because like it would be funny if like he was affecting niggas around him, like making niggas like you know, laugh and look goofy and cartoony and stuff. Like I don't know, that would make sense with the fruit. So like I wouldn't be mad at it. I feel like if Oda decides to make it his ability, that like he could definitely make it make sense. You know what I mean?
He could make it make think sense, that this could be like a thing where Abdel is right, but like where it might just be Oda's just in his Oda just might be in his bag, just drawing this just because he thinks it's funny and because it's like this is gonna be really fun for the animators to get a hold of when they get a chance to. But this might end up becoming just a thing that Luffy does to everybody.
I don't know. Either way, I'm cool with it. Either way, I don't really don't care.
It would definitely have to be explained if it is part of his ability, because like he's not even coming into contact with these people. And they're doing this shit. Like it made sense for Kaido if it was part of his ability, because he was actually like had his hands on Kaido, he grabbed him.
Well,
Kaido was surprised.
Well, if this is his fruit, right, Abdel, it's like this. So this is weird, right? Let me say this. This is weird, right? Because he is a mythical Zoan, right? But he is also doing what like Doflamingo described awakened Paramecia do by like turning.
He didn't specify Paramecias. He said awakenings.
Okay. But it's still weird, right? Because like
Kaido's the one that specified it's like an awakening of a Paramecia.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. That's why it's weird though, right? Because it's like he's changing this like, but you can kind of correlate Kaido's statement to like what Dolphy was saying, because Dolphy's a Paramecia, like, so it's like, and also Katakuri, what he was doing. So it's like he's doing Paramecia type shit, but he's a mythical Zoan, and it's like. It's kind of weird, but I mean, if he can affect and turn things into rubber, it's like, if he's like making himself cartoony, could he not like make other things cartoony? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's
even if he did, it would be like a very limited range. Like, say he could only like make the eyes pop out. Like, if he's not touching people, anything else like beyond that, he would have to be in physical contact with them. Like. Anything that doesn't have to do with facial expressions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's just like it could just be his like imagination, like the fruit's limited by his imagination, because I mean we haven't seen any other person be able to affect other people's body with their devil fruit.
True that.
I mean, as far as awakening goes, is what I'm saying. Because, obviously the fucking painting chick from
like people can affect other people, but like. It's usually through like some sort of like physical attack or like something that they're like actively trying to do, not just a passive thing where they're just like around them.
Dofi wasn't able to turn people into strings. Katakuri wasn't able to turn people into mochi.
Yeah.
But Luffy can do that. So it is like that's the way I'm taking it. So like as far as what his imagination can take him within the confines of rubber is what Luffy's gonna be able to do.
All right. Fair enough. We got $1 from Very Banks. Thank you for the $1, man. Appreciate the support. Someone says, rather than freedom, what if his fruit is based on imagination? Well, it kind of is. Like
they're kind of like
it's kind of just everything.
The same thing. Really.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. This is a good discussion, man. This is a good discussion because I feel like in the coming chapters, we're definitely going to get stuff where it's like going to decide if people love or hate this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the next
depends on how the fight concludes.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess in closing for this, this video, not ending the stream, just ending the video. I'm gonna say that like my perspective so far is that I feel like it can be goofy and serious, and it could be the best of both worlds, but it really just, like Abdel mentioned, it's just how this concludes and the execution, bro. The execution is most important, because it's like Oda can pretty much at this point, bro, he can introduce whatever, man. One Piece is just a crazy world. As long as the execution is fine, it's like I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, and as long as it makes sense. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah, bro. Anyways, make sure that y'all go in the pinned comment though. There's gonna be a link, you know, down below for my Twitch, all types of stuff. Make sure y'all follow that. Follow me on Twitter, and make sure y'all subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can be a part of the streams. And you can end up in the video too. You feel me? Appreciate y'all. My man Trip just pulled up right when the videos ended. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. The stream not ended, but the video ended. You feel me? You can get the next one though. You feel me? At least you made a cameo on this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to the end of the video, y'all.